Well, if I'm making this video, then that means God is still in the blessing business. And with God still being in the blessing business, then that means business has got to be good. My, my. Good afternoon, good morning, happy brunch, lunch, or any other time of the day when you decide that what you want to see or have time to look at this video. There will be times that we will hit a certain subject more than one time because I am going on what I'm being told to tell you about. So since that's being said, we're gonna get on into this. Oh wow. Yawning like that. This would mean that this is a subject that I'm really tired of talking about. And I'd say I'm really tired of talking about it only because this was one of my cycles. This was one of my cycles that mm, I learned the I learned good lessons, but at the same time, time's not wasted as long as you learning something. So I can't say time was wasted, but it took a long period of time, and it wasn't that I couldn't get the lesson. It was more of what was at stake and everyone that was involved with the lesson. Because you can learn a lesson in a cycle, but if you're learning a lesson in a cycle that you keep repeating, you have to make sure you understand that there are more people involved than just yourself in the cycle that needs to learn the cycle, which makes it worth you being within the cycle so long. One of the one of the examples of me saying that is an example. The kids. People don't really stick around and stay together for the kids like they say they do. They sit there and hang around and be and do with the kids because it makes they use the kids for tools to fight with. That sounds bad, but that's exactly what it is. Because if you teach your kids to where your dad is this and your dad is that, or your mom is this and your mom is that, you want the kids to see from the viewpoint of view, but that's not a fair viewpoint to try to get the kids to see how your dad he say he's coming, but he don't come. Okay, you say you ain't not gonna be sitting here cheating and going in lunch with people all the time at work, but you think your kids don't know about it until Uncle Bob is always there. Well, that's just an example. That's not that's not real. That's an example. Hey, Uncle Bob, what's going on, brother? I see you later too. But I mean, that's just an example of how you want the kids to see from a viewpoint of a parent, but what that other parent do. So many times people are not being held accountable for the things that they do, but then they want the other parent or person in the relationship to bear all accountability, even for the stuff that they did not do. You want to hold me accountable because you're a cheater, or I want to hold you accountable because I can't keep my thing to myself. You know what I'm saying? So just keep the kids out of it. But this whole thing is about competition within a relationship, a sexual relationship. A Bonnie and Clyde relationship. Competition. Competition makes you show attributes of your personality that's not yours. When people are in a relationship and one starts the competition because actuality they just not up to par. A lot of people will say, I want this and I want that as a mate. But if you have a mate that's cold blooded, I'm talking about she bad or he she bad. I'm talking about she just flat out bad. It's a lot of men that just can't handle or not handle but be with a woman that's just flat out bad. I'm talking about she get attention every time, all the time, and that's just bad. It's a lot of men that can't they want this dime, but they can't hang or be with that dime. And the reason they can't is because they're not secure enough with themselves in order for her to get that kind of attention and not sit there and crash out. It's a lot of women that sit here and say they want a guy. He's 6'1" or 6'7" or six tall, super tall and dark skin, light skin, whatever they like. And he's an athlete and he makes all this money, and it's so many women that can't handle that dude because they can't handle a regular blue collar worker dude that's making like 80,000 a year. You can't handle him because you cannot control him. All these women want these dudes that they cannot handle. And you can't handle them because you're going to be in competition with him the whole time. And you're going to keep another dude on the back burner sitting there constantly dealing with this dude to when he find out and he dip on you, you're gonna be like, oh my God, he's such a bad person. That's where all the backlash come from because you can't sit there and stay on note. You can't sit there and stay on note with the person that you're saying you want to be with. But all of that comes from competition with your mate for no reason. And when you start competing with your mate, you are going to show attributes in your personality that is not yours because you start taking on the attribute of the person that has the power or the upper hand. You start, I got to make more money than them. If I make more money than my mate, then I got the upper hand and they'll have to do what I. So you having a power struggle within your household, which that ain't going to stand. That's going to fall because then your foundation is weak because you're not holding on to your part of the deal. You competing with the person and you forgetting what role you actually playing in the relationship. So that's off jump. It makes the attributes of your person. Those are not even your attributes in your personality. That's the other attribute. That's the other person attributes. So and then the competition within the relationship makes you act in a manner or a way that you cannot keep up with because it's not your original or not you being yourself, which makes you tired and you can't keep up. That's why you put not you well, that's why you put so many people in your business to where you want to sit here and prove that you're a better person or you have a reason for acting the way you do. And the more people you put in your business, Rock, your mama, your sister, your brother could really give a care less. All these people that's your friends or all these other dudes, because this is the story that you tell of the new relationship or how you get done so bad. But what did you do? I didn't do anything wrong. No accountability. So you get tired of your act And that's where the I need to move on. I'm not happy. This is where the I'm not happy come from. I'm not happy in my relationship because you competing with the dude that's sitting out that love your ass, your butt. Why are you competing with the dude that love you? Why are you competing with the woman that love you? And like I say, it's not just for women. This not just like I'm pointing just at women. I'm pretty sure women are going to hear this and be like, yes, you're pointing straight at you because y'all have no accountability, which that's not my fault. That's a personal problem. Deal with it. But at the same time, at this point in present time, people get tired and, oh, well, I'm not happy. And since I'm not happy, then you go tell this sob story to another sucker. Yes, I've been a sucker and listened to that trash before. But at the same time, you go tell it to somebody else and then they get wrapped up in those. So yeah, that make you a black widow. I'm talking about if y'all listen to these videos, boy, I'm gonna break all this stuff down for you. I done been through it. That makes her a black widow because you're not changing anything. You just changing the person. You changing your victim. You're swapping it out. You saying you're the victim, but you're changing your victim, and you have not changed your ways or anything else. Well, nothing's wrong with me. Well, that's exactly that. You're psycho. That means you're sick. You don't see you have a problem. I've been married 5 times, and everybody do me wrong. Yeah, the only thing that's hitting on anything in there is you. You're the only thing that's constantly being in there. But I don't have a problem. But you don't have a problem. So the last part of this conversation would be is where the cheating come into it. Cheating is a way for a person giving out or not giving out. Yeah, giving out in the race. That's their way of I have had enough. I can't sit there and put up with my own stuff any longer. So I'm going to sit there and do what I need to do in order for me to move on because I can't sit here and keep in competition with a person that I promised someone to be that I can't hold up to that image that I've sold as myself to this person. I can't be the person that I sold myself to be to this person. I can't sell myself as that person because I'm not up to par. But lying to yourself results in you lying to your loved ones and your family and your kids. So that's pretty much wrapping up the competition in a relationship. And if you go and have competition in a relationship, that's what it's gonna end up being. Y'all have a good day. Sayonara.